Hello guys, we're gonna be continuing from where we left off, making a running shooter. At the last time I didn't have the FPS weapon bundle, but I have been able to import it into my Unreal Engine 5 project. I just had to install Unreal Engine 4.27, which the asset was compatible with, and I created a project and extracted the folder that had this in it and pasted it into my new project here. So now I have all of the gun meshes, the ARs, the grenades, and everything else. So that's what we're going to be using this video. And today we're going to be continuing and making a weapon show up a pickup, show up, and make the player be able to click on it and pick up the weapons. So that's what we're going to be doing for now. Just like a quick recap, what we had, I had changed this from the other model we're using to a skeletal mesh, like I said, and just have it at the center so you don't have to change anything. And all of this code, we are going to be using some of them, but we're not going to be using it like this. Anyway, let's get started. So into our blueprints and our widget, I want to create a new folder, weapon, and this is going to have the user widget. And this user widget is going to be pickup. Now what? We're not going to have this in here. We are going to move this out here and put this here because we can use this pickup widget for any other thing we have in our level. So it's going to be item instead of pickup. So we can just put that back in there. And then you're going to use the size box. Put this here and set the width and height override. And set the side on screen to 220 over 30. So now what I want to do for this is display the name of the weapon, the button you need to press to pick up the weapon, and display a pickup. So I'm gonna get a border. We'll change this and give it 0.5 opacity, and then have a horizontal box with 0 padding and a vertical box up. Instead of a vertical then horizontal, we're gonna have, instead of a horizontal for a vertical, we're gonna have a vertical then a horizontal. Use horizontal here, you could use size box here, whatever you want. Continue use the size box. And now we can have text. And this text is going to be here. And reduce the size to 10 or 5 and put it at the center. Item name. Make this a variable. So I'm going to put weapon and then gonna go to another horizontal box. This is gonna be fill, and it's going to have pick up message. This is also gonna be variable. And then the text the size is gonna be 10. Might want to add in some padding just to keep it nice and smooth. Then on the side here, I want to add in the button you need to click. So before this horizontal box, what I want to do is add another one, but these two are going to be inside of this other one. That's going to have a vertical box to it, and this two the inside of that. And now what I can do is add grid, a uniform grid here, and now I have a size box inside of this with text. To say E, for example, center it, size to 10. Oh, no, I think I'm having some kind of a lag. Alright, we're back. Just put this to 20, 40. So put this to 25, 20. We have and if you're maybe doing key bindings and stuff like that, you might want to change the name and make it a variable so you can change that dynamically. But we're not going to be doing that in this series, so we're still going to change the name, but we're not going to be doing key bindings. We're just going to go interaction key. And then in here we can do the changes we want. So create a function, set pick up details. This function here is going to be setting the weapon name and the pickup text or the item name. So we're going to take an input, which is going to be item name, item name, go string, and another one, item pickup message. We can make this text. And get in item name, it is set text. And plug this in here. So whenever to call this function, we need to give it a name, so it displays a name, and we need to give it a pickup message. Set text. That's basically all we need for the moment. Just gonna see, reducing this. Alright, 150, that's it. So now we're gonna go into our weapon base and just add in a widget. Interaction here. The widget, not the widget interaction. And we're gonna call that pick message. And put this to screen to pick up and draw as desired size. So if we do go out of this, you can see it says weapon name, pick me, and the weapon, you can see. So we want to dynamically change this. So based on the weapon we have, we want to change the name and the pickup text. So that's very simple. All we have to do is begin play. I'm going to create some variables here for weapon name. And you can do this as a struct. Just have all the variables, weapon name, weapon, message, and stuff like that in structure. But I feel like doing it like this makes it easier for beginners. That I have to create too many structures and variables. So yeah, we're gonna do pickup message. Make these editable and a level, so we can just test it out. And then using this pickup user widget object, and then from this we can cast to pickup widget. And then from here we can set pickup details. So this is what we'll put in the name, the weapon name, and the pickup message. This is what we'll put those in. Now if we do play, you can see it's empty because we haven't set anything into the pickup name and message. So if we go into the weapon name and just put M416. Yes, I am a PUBG player. I do like my M416s. So I'll just put pick up message of equip. And if we play, you can see it says M416 there and says equip. You press E. So that's how we're going to set up every single one we have in a level. So for example, you can see right here in the details, M416 and equip. I can duplicate this 2 times and change the value, and you see that the values actually change. Let's get this AK-47 and this to easy or Scar L. If you know about that, you know, and put this to use. So if we do play now, you can see those equipped Scar L used, they're all here on the weapon. So using this system, we can make a whole lot of weapons and have them have different use tags and different names. As you can see with our system, we can have different weapons on the same hand, which we do not want. So we're going to be changing that later on. But that is working perfectly. What we are going to do now is create a new blueprint. This blueprint we're going to call item. And inside of this item our weapon lies. In this item we're going to be creating an actor called PP item template. And the reason we're doing this is so we can have different items in the world, not just weapons, and have them exhibit the same traits as this weapon here. So we're going to go into the model. All of this here, we're going to copy and put them in with this. And the model here, we're going to change that out. Well, we're not going to change that. We can just remove this. And leave this 2 here. And now we can remove. I'll pick up icon there and move the collision box. And now we can go into our class settings and set the parent actor from actor to our BP item template. And if we do that, all of the traits that we have on our BP item template, this weapon is going to exhibit that. So we can just do BP item template. And as you can see, we have the collision box and the skeleton mesh here. These two. So just drag this back in here just to stop this from making this error. And as you can see, it's still the same. It's just that we're now exhibiting a trace from the item template. And now all of the code that we had before for begin play. We can just take this and put them here. And create the weapon name and create the pickup. Instead of weapon name, we can just give it item name. Now in our weapon base, we don't need that. So right now, as you can see, it still works. As you know, we don't have the name set up yet. We're going to create a new. We're going to class defaults, then we can access all of the variables that we have here and access them from here. We can set the name back to M416, and it's still going to show up, as you can see. And if ever you get frustrated because you have to make it all caps when writing it in, what you could do here in the function is text to upper. We're going to change it to uppercase, and you can plug it in. So even if it's small letters, it's still going to be uppercase here. And I think this is ideal because the widget is so small. It's good to have them as uppercase so you can see it properly. But that's all up to you. Go back to weapon base and get this and just write M416 as lowercase. As you can see, it's uppercase. So now we're going to make picking up system. So when the player does come close to this, he can pick up the weapon. So for this, we're going to go to our player blueprint and add in a sphere collision. And this sphere collision, let's give it a radius of 100. And it's going to be in front of us. Because if we have a weapon behind us, you can literally just press E and it's to pick it up. So we want it to be only when we have a weapon in front of us and press E, you can see. So you can put the collision box in front of us. So I'm going to reduce the radius a little bit. And this I'm going to call item detection. And we can go into our project settings and go into collisions. Inside of this, we can create a new object channel. So I'm going to call this item and set the default response to ignore. So this is what we're going to give to our collision box here in our item template. Just go back into presets, custom, and set as an item. So now in this collision here, you can do custom. For some reason, our item is in here. Yeah, we might need to refresh. Oh, yeah, here it is. So right now, as you can see, it ignores this. Oh, when it's overlap this, and then everything else is going to be ignored. So it's only gonna trigger when it overlaps an item, which is our item blueprint. And now I'm gonna go into create a new folder covering this interface, and this interface is gonna be blueprint. Open interface called interaction, and this overlap again. Overlap end, and you can do interaction begin, interaction end if you want some kind of a timer for each a different weapon. So each item could have different interaction times. So 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 2 hours if you like. And when the time has elapsed, you could pick up the gun or the item. I'm not gonna have that here. I'm just gonna put on instead. Oops. And then in my BP item template, I'm gonna put that interface into this. So just go into class settings, interface, add interaction. And here you can see all of our interfaces. So implement events, interaction complete, implement events. So one more thing we're gonna do is on this overlap, we're gonna pass in a play character. I'm gonna call it instigate here, I'm gonna call it actor. And we're gonna do the same for the others too. And do the same for this too. So event of overlap again, what we want to do is set this visibility here of the pickup on and off. If the character is in range, if it's close enough, I'm gonna set this on and off, on and off. That's what we're gonna be doing with this. And so we're gonna get this up, set visibility. We're gonna make a function for this. On. event visible. And we're going to take this, set visibility to and this is going to be visible. So instead of doing it like this, whenever we want, we can just call this function. So when we overlap it, we want to make it visible. And when we end overlap, we want to make it invisible. And we can check that by going to a character template. Just comment this begin thread. And take our item detection. Right click, add event or begin overlap and end overlap. So we're going to be using these two functions here, or these two events here, that function. These two events, and this other actor, we're going to be checking, does it implement this interface, which is interaction? So whatever we overlap, we're checking if it implements the interface. And if it does, we want to call this overlap begin. And the overlap begin in our item template is going to make the widget visible. So we're going to go from this other actor and call overlap begin. And this is why you use interface, because I don't have to cast to the specific item. I just have to call it, and whatever it is, wherever the item is or wherever the item is, it's gonna call this function for me. Before I would have had to cast to item template and this and call this from here. But let's say I did not use the interaction interface just for this. I used it for a different blueprint or different actor in the world. It's not going to know about that because it's only cast into this complete item template. So this is a good way of doing it. And then we can put instigation as self instigator, not instigation. And we can literally do the same thing for end overlap. And instead of overlap begin, we just call it overlap end. And on false also, we're going to call overlap end. Well, maybe not, just on this here now is a really good version of what we had already done before. Let's just double check that this is visibility is set to false. by default. Then you can just do one more thing and make this item detection visible in game, so we can just debug and see if it's working. Hidden again, set that to false, and when you play you can see it. So when this collides with our player, our weapon, as you can see, it becomes visible. So let's try that again. Make this bigger. 300. I think this is also a problem, so we can just remove that for the time being. And go in here and touch this up. As you can see, if I go out, if I go in, you can see that it is actually displaying. If I go out, it doesn't. If I go in, it does. If I go out, it doesn't. If I go out, it does. So this will work for any item that we have in our level. Whatever it is, it's going to exhibit the same traits from here. Just as long as when we're creating the item, we create that as a child of this item template, then it's going to work the same. So in the next video, I'll be showing you how to make the interaction, when you interact with the objects, or what do you want to do. So that's what we're going to be doing here. Catch you guys in the next video. If you like this video, do make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and catch you next.